Hello ladies and gents! Welcome back to another week full with juicy content, and we will kick it off right away with something truly special. Courtesy of Stargate, we have a very aggressive and highly enjoyable video from the British monster that is the AT2. 10 kills, non-stop fighting and a 1 vs 6 finish. Perfect entertainment for a hot summer day, wouldn't you say? Check this one out! Alright, so here we are in our AT2, this mobile fortress of a machine, and we found ourselves in a really lovely matchup. Now we are on N-skin encounter mode, which means that we pretty much have to focus in the beginning on this side of the map, unless the enemy team decides to lemming rush the cap circle. And, well, look at this matchmaking. This is the stuff that AT2 drivers dream about. We are top tier, with half of the team being tier 5s and quite a lot of tier 4s and tier 3s there that we can absolutely massacre. This team is also a noob killer, aka it's very effective against inexperienced players, of which there are quite a few of in this team, though it has to be said that the enemy team seems to have pretty much all the more experienced players apart from Stargate himself. Our team, well, it seems there are a lot of new players on this team. Now, the AT2 is extremely strong in such a matchup, however it is not impenetrable. There are quite a few tanks on the team that can even hurt it frontally. The T1 Heavy, the KB1, the Flag Bus, the T67, hell, even the Matilda from tier 4 can penetrate this machine on the cupola, where you need about 101mm of penetration, as we casually took out that looks. Yeah, have a look at this. This T34 is also one of those machines that can go through it. So top of the turret and the superstructure on the sides and rear can be banned by 101mm on average. And as this thing does not have a turret, if somebody encircles it, gets around it, then it can get really nasty for this machine. But let's focus on the action, of which there will be a lot of in this game. M8A1 pops out. Foolish move, my friend. Foolish move. Now this T34 is definitely determined to take us out, as he should. He is one of the machines that actually has a fighting chance against us. And yep, we definitely will have to aim for this guy. There are a lot of tanks on the enemy team where we can just casually auto-aim or go in third-person mode, but here we have to make sure that every single shot counts, as look at this, we are actually on half health. We might be very strong, but we are not impenetrable. And whoa, that Matilda makes a move as well. Now that's another tank that's actually quite dangerous. That guy, if using the top gun, which I think he is, has 121mm of penetration, and that will be plenty to go through the front of our cupola and the sides and rear of our superstructure. Actually, if someone managed to get behind us, even about 65 to 75mm of penetration will be enough to take us out. So, while we are making a very aggressive push here, and I have to say I quite like it because, well, looking at our team, we're already down by 4 tanks, we definitely have to make an impact here, but we have to be sure to cover our ass, otherwise we will be in a world of trouble. Now, Type 95 makes a move as well, which is a little bit brave by that guy. It's not necessarily our strongest opposition, we are much more worried about this T-34 trying to get around. So Stargate makes the right move, ignores the Type 95 and goes up against the more dangerous threat. Rams him a little bit as well, and the T-34 is down. So now we can turn our attention to the Type 95, although the entire team has fallen and now we are already in a 1 vs 6 situation, and the match isn't even 4 minutes old. Yep, it's one of those games again. Now we have on our ass the KB1, potentially a T67, which is really not a situation we would like to be in. Let's get into cover, and yep, there we go, we are already being shot at from the back. This is something that I really like. We use the dead tanks to block the shot from the KB1. Well, Please cover your eyes, this will be really ugly. M2 medium, not really a tank that should engage us head on. Talking about fair fights, this is definitely not one of them. Here is a challenge though, D67. Now that guy doesn't seem to be a wholly inexperienced player, but instead of trying to get behind us, this guy is trying to attack from the front. Still, he has a chance to penetrate our cupola, but really, that's not the best use of this mobile machine, and indeed he gets taken out really quickly. KV1, come on, this would be a really important shot, especially as a really experienced player in a T1 heavy has not been spotted until now, well, right up until now, as he casually bounces off our ass. He just turned up behind us. Now I'm not sure which gun the T1 heavy uses, but I think even without the top gun, you should have 101mm of penetration, which would mean that he can pen us about 50% of the time on the weaker parts of the tank. But really he would have to come and close the distance, get at the side, get behind us. He could use his weight to bully us a little bit. But if he prefers to stay in front of us, then that means that he gives us free shots. Now we will need that little viewport area is where we can probably penetrate him. Yep, that's the spot. By the way, also I didn't mention, but we have absolutely zero APCR ammunition loaded in this tank, which really it only needs it for those tier 7 engagements. Maybe some of the tier 6 heavies from the front. And, well, have a look at this. Two very desperate heavy tanks facing us off. And they have absolutely no idea how to take us out. KV1 commits literally suicide by driving out in front of us. We might only be doing 75 damage a shot, but if you are on such low health, then I don't really know what you expected. T1 heavy as well, I have to say I'm a little bit surprised that that guy has such a hard time making an effective move on us, but hey, we are not complaining, are we? So T1 heavy is basically a 2-shot for us now, but we are 1-shot category for him as well, if he finds the shot, so it's rather tense. And then we still didn't hear about the A20. Now that's not a machine that we're super worried about, being at tier 4. And the fact that he has not been spotted the entire match might mean that actually he's AFK, but I guess we will have to see. First is first though, let's take care of the T1 heavy, who I think is shooting HE by now. Yep, I think that's definitely the desperation move, and he is indeed down in 2 shots. What an absolute crazy mental game. And this match is still not that old, there are still 7.5 minutes left, so while the 82 is a slow machine, and this is a counter, so we will need a lot of time to be able to cap, we can risk a little bit of time to see if the A20 is indeed AFK at the starting position. If he is, awesome, we get our Pools medal, and we get a little bit more damage out of this game. If he's not, however, we have to make for the cap right away, otherwise we just won't be able to make it in time and also cap. So one quick peek and wow, well, that's very lucky. A20 is indeed sitting there completely dead, and that means we can farm him so a little bit more damage and secure our Pools medal as well. Please kindly note that no seals were harmed during the making of this video. What an absolute crazy game for the 82, where we actually had to do more damage than our entire team combined and take out 2/3 of the enemy team single-handedly just to stand a chance. But we did it, or better to say, Stargave did, and for that he received a most impressive shower of medals. Ace Tanker, Pools medal, Kolobanov's medal in a 1 vs 6 situation, cool-headed, steel wall, high caliber, and of course a Top Gun. Just wow. Now looking at the team results, I think this counts as a carry, doesn't it? Over 3000 damage is huge in a machine that does only 75 damage a shot, and we did not even mention the 10 kills or the fantastic over 1700 base experience for this match. Now all of this was achieved firing a whopping 66 shots, 57 of which hit and 47 of them did damage as well. The great penetration of this gun combined with a little bit of aim where necessary is well enough to rip through the same and even some of the higher tiered opponents as well. We also deflected a crazy 47 direct hits worth over 3000 damage that actually would have been enough to kill us 6 times over. Yep, the armor on this machine is this good. Right, this was then our epic 82 replay by Stargave. Massive shout out to him once again for sending this over, and bloody well done. I hope you did enjoy this little rampage as well. If so, thanks a lot for considering giving this a like or sharing it. Now there is still a lot more coming this week, including a World of Warships Funny Moments compilation and a review on the famous Predator, the Jagdpanther 2, actually with a Radley Walters gameplay that I had the pleasure playing myself recently. So, it's worth to stay tuned for the rest of the week as well. Right now, however, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in one of the next videos.